Which side do you want to sit on? Left or right? Left or right? Left or right? You need more. You need more. I kind of more.
Let's go on the right. Let's see. Be prepared. Make sure your body is ready.
Here it is. If anybody else is coming down, just glad we separated me and Nick so people can talk to.
What's up, man? What's the show?
It ain't mine.
Oh, it is? Oh, no way.
Oh, yo, no.
Wait, you do? Yeah, I have You're off this. I have to say it because have you seen his latest video on Twitter? Exactly. So it's not surprising me that they had to be separated by a black one. No, you ain't separated by two black.
That's right, depending on when the picture is taken.
I'm taking the ad. I just want to add it. Oh yeah, you should like that. I listened to the first 30 minutes. Or sorry, 20 seconds actually. Hey, drinker! Get a drinker in the house!
Oh my God. Hey, can you play the Whiskey Ping Lawyer song next?
Yes, please. Yes. True fans will stay.
Justice for chairs. You shouldn't have made the song.
She's in Simcast! With all the thirsty boys!
I want to hear that from you. You got stepped on yesterday.
I did not.
I asked you to see.
It's like super never happened. Watch out. I hear this man has information leading to the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
All right, B.
Guys!
I mean, somebody gets a minute.
He's like, you have to throw it. That's what Gary just told me.
I thought these like 40 yards like that.
Is that a super chat?
I was waiting on it all fucking weekend.
Eric, that's one of those super chats, like in your streams, you're like, this motherfucker just dropped a 20 and walked. That's exactly
Walked away. I'm cocky, man. I respect it. I respect it. So I guess we're gonna go.
Yeah, we might as well. What's going on, everybody? Now, as you know, we are always highly organized, and very timely. So we're a little bit late and a little bit gay, but we're ready to rock and roll. We might as well introduce ourselves. I'm more than a little gay. It might not be wrong. It's not June anymore, sir. But we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves just in case.
Yeah, let me start. That's Nick Rekieta. Yeah,
let
let me start. That's Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. I'm Ryan Kinel, and I love illegal immigrants.
That is slander. That is Ryan Kinel of RK Outpost, the most non-controversial person who loves Universal Studios. So, I'll pass it on.
My name is Eric July, and if PayPal would give me my fucking money, I would appreciate it. My name is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. It's a pleasure to be here. You guys are amazing. I want to give a shout out to Krista Nova, who is cosplaying as Yara from the Ripperverse.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
That is amazing.
I would like to thank Nick Rekieta for setting up this organized disaster. None of us know what the fuck's going on, but we're here. Let's get this party started.
Do it.
Hello, everyone. We're going to start out, as you know, I'm a bit of an anime expert myself, so I want the panel to keep up. I'd also like to acknowledge Az from Eel vs. Babyface, because I didn't do it last panel, and he bitched for a month. So, let's hear it for Az! Thank you, Gary from Nerdrotic. And now, honestly, the most famous man here. Most famous YouTuber with under 100,000 subscribers. Yay!
It's Yellow Flash!
I'm not Yellow Flash, I'm sorry. My name is Jay. My channel is Drunk3PO. Please subscribe. Yeah. The only reason I'm up here is because I'm best friends with Gina Carano, so that's
Well, I'm Eric July. Some people know me as Young Little 5'9". And I don't want to say much. I just want to say thank you guys for all the support with this Ripperverse stuff. This has been unbelievable, beyond my wildest dreams. Seeing even people like fucking Krista cosplaying. That's some things that I still have to get used to, and it just really goes to show what we're capable of with this community. So thank you guys so much for that.
Hey guys, I'm Annie from a humble South Korean bathroom to here in Houston, Texas. I'm Legal Mindset Andrew. It's quite nice to meet everybody here.
And we do have to acknowledge he's here in spirit, even though he's in Tampa right now. Critical drinker.
He's in Tampa?
He's in Tampa for Tampa Comic-Con.
Motherfucker!
But I do got some Jack Daniels for drinkers, so here you go.
Trying to disgust me.
We are live streaming on Rekieta. Oh, never mind. We're actually streaming on Geeks and Gamers, though.
That's fine. No, it's cool. I'll be streaming when they decide that 7 days is actually less than 8. Because I am on the 8th day of my 7-day ban.
Don't worry, I'm doing a local stream, guys.
No, I can't. I'm not walking around the streets of Florida.
But yeah, we don't really know what we're supposed to be doing up here, so we're probably going to talk a lot about what we're doing and why we appreciate all of you, and how I say it all the time, but the only reason we're able to do this is because of you and all of your support. And I think that we're all fairly regular people except for Rekieta. He's super famous, and we just have to live up to his massive
Live in my shadow. It's nice and cool. It's got a triangle at the end of it, though.
But I'm going to hand the microphone to the guy that really knows how to bullshit his way through a live stream. That's Gary.
You can't talk about your 10 channels and all your subscribers and what channel you're going to start. you are.
Yeah, Geeks and Gamers, I don't know if you guys know this, Geeks and Gamers has 3 people who subscribe 100,000 times to 15 different channels.
It's the only explanation.
It really is. They're all named George Floyd.
How are you enjoying Texas?
I love Texas. Texas is great. Nobody's wearing a mask. We're all walking around.
Yellow Flash is wearing a mask.
Yeah, well, yeah, he wants to hide his face. If I look like Yellow Flash, I'd hide my face too. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what it
That's
looks
what
like.
Renfrew said yesterday.
Oh, wow. Then I retract it. Remphamis is fat. I would like to say that. Sorry, that was
I'd
weird.
say shots fired, but I don't see a harpoon gun.
She got a bad haircut?
She said I had a bad haircut. She thought I was Yellow Flash.
Hold on.
Talk into the mic.
I don't know if she said it was a bad haircut. It was something about Hitler Youth or something like that. So I guess it depends on your perspective. But I mean, me and Nick, I mean, I think we understand where that comment's coming from.
I have a screenshot right here.
Looks like an updated clone of Hitler. Holy fuck. That's not a comment on my channel, by the way. Just want to make that clear.
Why do they always think of
It's the glowy swoop. Get it right, bigot.
That's right. Me and Rekieta both have Ray-Bans today. We got mistaken for each other a couple times yesterday, as we often do, so everything is right with the world.
Yes. I guess the purpose of this panel, since we get to determine what it is, because I'm pretty sure it still says TBA on the description, we all have been out here, and I don't know how everybody got started, but maybe we can talk about our origin stories, because it's this anime, and we can do an episode 0 to try and milk more money out of people. All right? So,
Issue 0 coming soon.
yeah. So I'll start, because I think like YouTube is it's this weird enigma of a business model. We're at the mercy of a bunch of people who literally hate us, but are conflicted because we make them a fortune. And so we walk this line, but this is something that you couldn't really do 20 and 30 years ago, but we do it now. And I think maybe it'd be interesting if we all just talk a little bit about how we got started. And for me, it was a complete accident. As many of you will know, I was I was doing a drunken rant about Dick Masterson being sued by a weirdo named Maddox. And I was too stupid to figure out how to post this shit on a Facebook private group because the video was too long. So I uploaded it to YouTube and then got a bunch of people to watch and say, hey, you should do this all the time. And I was like, you know what? I don't have my own will, so I'll do that. But then, that's how you start, or that's how I started. And as I developed it and started seeing, okay, this is a real thing that can work, and this is something that people want to hear, and realizing that we have the opportunity to build something that doesn't exist, but it could. And the reason it can, of course, is all of you guys. Because you go, hey, look, a drunk asshole. I'll watch him all the time. And that's baffling to me, and you should all seek therapy. But as that got going, I recognized that, for me, that was when I realized I needed to build something. I needed to make something. And so this is my something. And I think every one of us up here is someone who is out there going, yeah, this is something. This is how I build what I build. I put my random skill set to use. And so to me, I think that's what YouTube is becoming about. And I want to hand off to the guy who's doing it far better than any of us have ever dreamed, and that's Eric July, who's building the biggest shit I've ever seen.
So I think, and I'm not saying this obviously as a brag, I'm just saying this because it shows how random it can be. I think of everybody here, I've been on YouTube the longest. I was 16 years old when I started my YouTube channel. And I was posting, like, this was back when I was trying to get in college as an athlete, and I was posting like my old track meets and stuff like that, trying to get recruited and random stuff. And then that kind of morphed into boogie videos. That turned into like me doing vocal covers of random stuff. And we gained a following along the way, and then, you know, everything kind of formed, and it was like, hey, this is just a hub for everything me. And I just started doing videos on whatever the hell I wanted to, and obviously I got blessed. But it was so random, like granted, yeah, I had already had Close Again on the, you know, like 50,000 subs during the time, but I did a Supergirl video, which was the video that took off for me. And that video took off 6 months after I did it. I have no idea why. I had looked, I was like,
Well, Eric, obviously you found the one thing that literally everyone in the world agrees with. CW is fucking trash.
Trash, yeah. And that's true. And it I guess it shows how kind of we were ahead of that, because I was talking about how dog crap it was. Everybody told me I was overreacting at the time, and then they came around and said, okay, yeah, this shit is pretty bad.
I didn't know you were talking to Lofty Pixels back.
Oh. Oh, man. But, like, you know, so it was random as hell. And I had these upward like kind of momentums and whatever, and then it kind of went up and down, and then it kind of skyrocketed. But it was random. So there's like no one way to do this shit. I know everybody has their advice on, hey, you want to get out there and start doing YouTube videos, you have to do this, this, and that. All those videos are bullshit, because none of us know what the fuck we're doing. It was just random. Some of us got blessed with the algorithm. And yeah, to keep an audience, you have to have some sort of charisma, something that people want to view. But a lot of that stuff is just going to be not necessarily by chance. Well, yeah, that's part of it. That's, of course, that helps, let's say that. That certainly helps. But a lot of it is just going to be, hey, people come across your content, can you keep them around? And if you have something that can keep them around, it'll work out. So again, it's random. Some people, like Gary, came out of nowhere. I was looking at this the other day. There was a time where him and Flash had like 100 subs. And that was like, what, like 2 years? It wasn't even that long ago. It was like maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago. And now you see, he just, and we need to give him a round of applause, just hit 500,000 subs. That's huge. But it's a testament to this like entire community like that's on our kind of little corner of the internet, because you guys make this shit happen for us. Like, you have literally, like, over the last couple of weeks with the launch of the Riververse stuff, you guys have literally changed my life. Like, and I mean that sincerely. So, again, I thank you guys so much, but I like to act like I know what the hell I'm doing. A lot of it's just me turning the camera on, like, whatever, I'm gonna talk about whatever today. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, so I'll give the quick version. Obviously, I created Geeks and Gamers in 2011. It was not meant to be a media or a YouTube channel or anything like that. It was just wanted to play video game tournaments. And it evolved a lot over the years. And, you know, I wanted the team element. I never wanted it to be about me. I wanted to have a team. I like having a team. I like having different individuals. Maybe that's from a sports background, but something happened around, I'd say like 2014. Some of the guys in the team came to me and they wanted to create a YouTube channel. I'd never wanted to be in front of a camera. I didn't have a comfort level in front of the camera. I didn't have any, you know, confidence. But I was like, yeah, if we're going to start a YouTube channel, you guys can do it. It was objectively terrible content that we were producing, but it was content. What? But and it's still bad, but at least it gets clicks now. But so, you know, a few years passed and we really didn't get any traction, and I was wanting us to do something different, and I was really buttoned up in my approach because I didn't feel like sharing my opinions was necessary, being the owner. But the political landscape started to change, and people started to weaponize political opinions, and I was a Donald Trump supporter, a proud Donald Trump supporter, but it was privately, and but I didn't publicly talk about that. I didn't think it was anybody's fucking business who I voted for. I'm like, I voted for this guy. It's not anyone's business. And I started to see the change in me is where I started to see people weaponizing political opinions and going, oh, this guy that was in this movie, there's a rumor he's a Trump supporter, or this person that owns this company, there might be a Trump supporter. So I was like, well, if you fuckers are gonna do that, I'll just tell you the fucking world, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. What are you gonna do about it? Because I wanted to build an audience that wasn't gonna turn on me when they heard that some left-wing blue-haired whale, shout out to Infamous, was out there trying to, say things about people. So I'm not gonna let you weaponize my personal opinions. And luckily, around that time that I started getting to that point, a movie called The Last Jedi came out. And by the way, that whole I Love The Last Jedi clip that's so famous online, that happened in Houston, Texas at the Holiday Inn downtown, just so everybody knows that. And so you can go and take a picture there if you want for all the left-wingers that use that. But yeah, and so I started to get a little more opinionated and I started speaking out. And at that time, Geeks and Gamers had, this is early 2018, Geeks and Gamers had like 800 subs. And I started talking about The Last Jedi, and I started to meet really cool people. I didn't know what was gonna happen when I started speaking out and calling out, in my opinion, what I was seeing in Hollywood. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know if I was gonna get hit by an avalanche of hate, but I started to see more people that were agreeing with me. And as much as you guys tell us, like, oh, you guys speak for us and all that, it's like, no, you guys speak for us. Because I didn't know anybody was gonna agree with me. I had no idea, and I was in a weird place as a fan. And then here we are all these years later. And the best thing about the group of people I'm on this panel with and the overall YouTube sphere we have is there's no jealousy, there's no envy. We're all happy for each other because we know that we all have our respective lanes that we're in, and we're all kind of part of the same bigger picture, but in our own little way, we have our own path. And so when Gary hits 500,000, when Ripa hits, 3 million, when Rekieta busts 100,000 live stream viewers twice in the past few months, when Drunk Repeat, when Jay is hanging out with Gina Carano, like it's amazing. When Ryan's being racist, yeah, sexist as well. My apologies.
Thank you for clearing that up.
But yeah, so that's the best part of it, is that I watched a lot of movie talk YouTube prior to The Last Jedi, and I saw a lot of jealousy when other channels it seemed like they were in competition and they all wanted access and they wanted Hollywood to acknowledge them and they wanted passes and they wanted to get, because everybody knows the YouTube algorithm, if you get out in front of a movie review, if you're out there first, you're gonna get picked up by the algorithm. You just are, if it's a big tentpole movie. So all of these channels were so desperate to one-up each other. And I was just a fan, just like a lot of you are fans of a lot of the channels you watch. I was just a fan watching Collider and Schmoes and Screen Junkies and all of these guys. And now they're pretty irrelevant in the big picture. And they're all really upset that all of us have traction. And that's...
Shout out John Campia.
Shout out John Campia. He's about the only one that's still relevant. But he's a big fan of Ryan. He sent you a $20 super chat. Coincidentally, he didn't feature you in his, hey, I sent YouTubers super chats. I wonder how that would have went.
Yeah, he did this big compilation where he went around to movie YouTubers and like sending, John Campia sends them super chats and they reacted like, oh my God, John Campia, this is incredible. And
literally who?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's not a joke. Like, who the hell is this?
John Campia is a guy who used to be very popular and still got a nice show going on, but it used to be part of this big like movie talk, like Jeremy was talking about, like old YouTube 5 years ago. But anyway, he came to my chat and I promptly explained to him very calmly why he was completely wrong about the Thor box office. Somehow I didn't make the cut. I didn't make it in his super cut. If I sent YouTubers super chats, wonder why, John? I'm still looking for that video.
And yeah, so here we are that we're having things happen every single day for us. Nick Rekieta was obviously nice enough to call me up and invite me to this as he did everyone else. And that's what's cool about it. As one of us takes off, it seems like me and Nick don't talk regularly or anything, but we collab and we all have each other's back. And I would collab with him this week, but can't live stream.
Remember when Jeremy said this is the short version and he's still fucking talking?
Well, if you quit taking the fucking microphone.
7 panels ago.
But yeah, so it's just really cool, and I'm really thankful for it. But now that you've heard the story of me, I'm gonna send it off to a much more successful YouTuber, Drunk 3PO.
I don't even know what I'm doing here. The short version is, I wanted to talk about Star Wars. I put up a iPhone 8 camera. I bought a fake microphone from a yard sale, so it looked like I was speaking into a mic. And I went and bought some toys from Big Lots and put it on a shelf behind me, and I thought I was professional. And I got attacked by Slash Films for saying I looked stupid and that I didn't know what I was talking about, which is pretty much true. And that's how I met Jeremy. But the one thing that I did have that none of these men had, I had hot women always in my chat all the time and following me on Twitter. I don't understand it. It's the truth. Tell us the truth. And he was just like, who are you and why do these hot women follow you? I was like, I have no idea. It's just like, I'm an idiot with an iPhone 8 with a fake microphone holding it like I'm speaking in a mic saying, I think Star Wars sucks, and that's about it. And so then he's like, well, I need to bring you on the team because we have no women watching Geeks and Gamers. So I was like, all right, cool. So if it wasn't for me, people like Krista Nova wouldn't be part of Geeks and Gamers and things, and that's the truth. Things like that. So then, you know, I reached peak status with Gina Carano. It's like, how the heck does Jay, someone that has 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, get to talk to someone like Gina? Because I'm Jay. That's just how it's what I do. It's like, I'm not like you guys. Like, I don't understand what it is. So it is what it is. That's how I got started, and I don't even know what I'm doing here. So it's like, we'll see what happens tomorrow because my life is a whirlwind. I got attacked by a big fat blue whale with apparently on Twitter yesterday who thought I was Yellow Flash and said I had a terrible haircut. And it's like, how do I end up in these situations? So that's why I'm wearing a hat today. So that's the whole thing. I love you guys. Listen, the serious truth, I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to raise some extra money because many of y'all know that I build orphanages in other countries and stuff in the States. And you guys like came through big time every year. And everyone who bought like a 9-line shirt, we used a lot of that money to help veterans in America. So I cannot thank you guys enough for just all the support and love that you gave.
What the hell is happening over here?
You know.
Oh yeah, I'm Jay. I don't know what
Nick
to do.
Rekieta,
I build orphanages.
Yeah, it's true. I just wanted to show that I have the hottest women and I do the most good, other than like what you do on your streams. I'm done. Thank you.
I save cats from, terrible paraplegia. I build dog wheelchairs in my spare time.
I'm Breaded. I mean, I kicked over a homeless guy's bucket of change the other day. Does that count?
There we go. Only if you give it to a veteran.
I'm not going to promise to keep it short. There you go. Mine was an accident. I was podcasting a little bit at the comic shop, because I used to own a comic shop. You might have heard that in San Francisco.
Yeah, no shit.
And I liked it a lot. It was terrible, but we had a good time. It was called like We Have Issues, so that was like the start. And then a customer of mine was shopping, and I thought they said the word Nerdrotic, which they didn't. They said Neurotic, but I thought it was Nerdrotic. I'm like, that's cool. I don't know why. I like that name, so I went on GoDaddy, and I claimed the name, Nerdrotic.com, back in like 2011. Didn't think about it for 3 more years. So yeah, I started my shop my podcast, because that's how it started. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
I didn't know there was a live chat for like
No.
a year and a half.
No, I was recording everything. It was terrible. It was just terrible. But it was 2014, so it was after I sold my comic shop and I was sad. I wanted to talk about comics and nerd stuff. I had a couple of friends who were willing to talk with me, and it was just to stay in the realm, basically, while I restarted my life and worked day jobs, and I needed that creative outlet to justify, going back to a career I never thought I'd go back to, which was selling auto parts, which I didn't hate, by the way. It's kind of a fun job. It wasn't terrible. And then 4 years later, a woman becomes Doctor Who, and it just pissed me off. So, and I saw a bunch of people you know, wanting to complain about it, and they wouldn't. They wouldn't say anything. They're like, no, let's give it a chance. This is gonna be great. I'm like, no, this is terrible. This is the worst decision I've ever seen, and a bunch of people are pretending it's not a bad decision because they're afraid to look bad. So I said, fuck it. So I'm not gonna, I don't care. I said, the doctor's a dude. He's got a schlong. He's got a penis. He is a man. That's it. It's not bad to say that. There can be a female character and a separate male character. And it was like this big controversial thing, and that's one of the first videos that took off. It was even like, nobody listened to what I had to say about Last Jedi at all. I thought it was an abomination, but nobody watched, so it's fine. I wasn't, you know, bent out of shape about that.
Best movie ever, said nobody.
So yeah, so I complained about Doctor Who, and all of a sudden, Dave Cullen gives me a shout out, which I thought was completely surreal. Me and Bowles Trek at the time, and I remember talking to Bowles Trek going, dude, we got a shout out from Dave Cullen. This is big time. And yeah, and it was kind of off to the races. And at the time, I had a day job working for Elon, working for Tesla, and it was a really good job. And I went to my wife and I went, you know, I think this YouTube thing might take off. I'm gonna quit my job. And she's like, what? And I said, yeah. At the time, I think I had like 2,000 subscribers and I was making $500 on YouTube. I'm like, no. I feel it. I think something. It's like, you gotta take the chance, you know? And she's like, you're crazy. So I promised her, like, give me 6 months. I had a bunch of money saved up, so give me 6 months. And if it doesn't work, I'll just go back and get another job. Fine. And then about 2 months later, we hit like 60,000 subs on the channel. So it worked, thanks to you guys. And it was fun as hell. So it's kind of like, winning the lottery, but working at it, you know, being a little more grateful. So it's all gravy. I never expected to have 5,000 subs or 10,000 subs or 20,000. So anything else that happens is, I'm fine if it stops tomorrow. I'm good. I'm having such a good time, especially live streaming. Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
Oh, I'll have to try it someday.
I had a great live stream last night. Yeah, Friday Night Tights. So yeah, and
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Is it like, what is it? Do you dress up weird or whatever and like dance around like Buffalo Bill? I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a good
it's
show.
It's kind of like that.
Would
It's
you
kinda
sub
like
to me?
stripping.
I'd sub to me.
Where'd the name Friday Night Tights come from?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
We're not in the question section. It's very organized.
No!
I said this was not going to be the short version. No. It's supposed to be like Friday Night Lights, but we were looking for a name for it, and somebody in the chat went Friday Night Tights. You guys talk about superheroes. I'm like, that's good. That's a good name. We'll stick with it. That was it.
I had no idea until like a month ago that that's why the show is named that.
Yeah. It's for superheroes. Men in Tights. Men in Tights. So yeah, that show, that was a weird process. So it started out me and a guy named Dennis, and then he left, and then Comics Division, there he is right there, joined me. He is standing, by the way, yes. And, you know, we did our thing for a couple of years, had 100 people watching, which was a lot. It was great. We started adding people here and there. And then one day, Odin calls me and says, hey, you know, we should do a thing with Geeks and Gamers. I'm like, that's a great idea. It was while we were at Comic-Con in 2019, so it was only like 3 years ago. I'm like, let's do it. So Jeremy was going to show up to one show. He's like, I hate live streaming, man. I'm just gonna come to one show. Can't say how long I'm gonna be there, you know, and he hasn't left. So, yeah.
Pretty soon you're gonna have to live stream on 2 channels at once for all the damn guests.
Hey, that's right.
I wish you could borrow mine.
So yeah, it's been trippy because like Friday Night Tights has been an added bonus that I never saw coming, and honestly, it's me hanging out with my friends, including you guys. Like every Friday, I look forward to it. Every Friday, I laugh my ass off, And yeah, it's a good time, and we genuinely like each other. We don't trip on really anything. Odin is the biggest prima donna, if you want to know, by far. But everybody else is really cool.
Upset about that.
He is, though. I'm just telling the truth. But it's hanging out with my friends. It's having a good time, and we thank you guys for supporting us. I thought last night's show was funny as hell. Like my cheeks hurt every time it's over.
That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's good.
Both cheeks. Well, I got these are asleep by the end, and these are in pain. And I won't talk about anything else being asleep. But thanks everyone for supporting the channel. We hit 500,000 subs. That was really cool. And that's thanks to you guys. So it's been fun, and we'll keep it going.
He's the Joe Rogan of the geek world. I keep saying.
So I will keep my version shorter than all of these manlets on the panel with me. I mean, yes, exactly. So my backstory started after I was told for the fourth time in a day during the beginning of the Roni Rona that I was going to kill someone's grandma for not wearing a mask. And so I was coming home to my Lithuanian roommate, who I worm-tongued to drop out of college and instead manage YouTube channels. So he's sitting there scrolling through channels in his room, and he goes, "Yo, Andrew, I know you don't like the job you're at right now. You can do YouTube." I'm like, "Lawyers on YouTube? Who the fuck would listen to that?" So he shows me this guy whose name rhymes with Regal Schmeagle, who shall not be named, who's even shorter than Attorney Tom. I mean, if it's possible. If there's one guy. And by the way, this is a life-size representation of Attorney Tom, if you guys don't know. He's here right now with us right now. And this guy is going off, he has peak TDS. He is going off spitting lies of both fact and law, which is impressive, because I mean, some people lie about the facts, some people lie about the law. He's doing both. On not just Trump, the Second Amendment, freedom of speech. Shit, he's even lying about Legally Blonde. I mean, shit, how low can you go as a shyster lawyer?
Captain Marvel. Did you?
Don't get me started on Bob's Burgers. I'm not even gonna go there. I mean, peak cringe. So I ended up saying, look, I can do this, right? Fast forward a couple shits on a Korean toilet later, and I happen to be invited by this weird lawyer with a giant fucking nose from a weird creepy town in central Minnesota onto his stream.
I just came to tell you guys how much I love these guys, all right? I love you guys, thank you so much. And I want to give a big thanks to Nick Rekieta for letting me borrow these pants. Thank you so much again.
You're welcome. They needed a home after I lost 20 pounds.
So what I learned from Nick Rekieta's stream was... But genuinely, that's actually a perfect segue, because I remember the moment that I was worried at first. Am I gonna get on YouTube and am I gonna scare people away by being who I am, by being authentic? Because you see everybody being inauthentic. You see those channels that have 1 million, 2 million, 5 million views, and they are PCAF. But then I got on his stream. And during a moment in which a certain individual who is a criminal pointed his illegal gun at a defender of American liberty and Second Amendment rights, Kyle Rittenhouse. And his attorney, who's even larger than that blue whale, perhaps the mega blue whale, Grouse! And I said, look at bigger! Look at big boy! And everybody fucking loved it. I knew I was home. I knew I was home. So thank you, everybody. everybody for making me feel at home, not just here, but on the internet and in this space where all of us can be authentic. And what we know is that that's what you people really want. Despite what they try to do, despite how they want to censor us, despite how they want to cock-block our millions of dollars, we're still going to come and they're not going to stop it. I don't care what Kamala says, we are going to come.
Oh, I'm gonna come.
Well, as the person who considers themselves the most PC here on the panel, I think that's what it's all about, is authenticity. We had a chat about that earlier. We talk about it all the time. The reason people aren't watching this same old shit anymore is because they're tired. They know it's a joke. They know it's artificial on both sides. People are turning on YouTube to just hear real people talking about real stuff. That's why we're growing. That's why you guys are here. It's awesome. And for me, my start's a little bit different, I guess, because I had never had any intention to be a YouTuber, but I was following a couple YouTubers, these two guys right here. And when they did a meetup, back when instead of filling ballrooms, we had like 9 people at the back of some shitty bar in San Diego, right? That's what it was when I met these guys and talked to them just about normal stuff. And by the end of it, both of them separately said, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. I was like, I never thought about doing that. And then this guy says, if you do start one, I want you to work for me. I'm like, this guy must be retarded. I've never been anything in my life. And as it turns out, I was right, he's retarded. But it ended up working out because I like to speak my mind, and I always have. And kind of after I got my footing, because I'd never been in front of a camera before, my first videos are just cringe as shit. But now...
First videos?
Yes. My first video, I will maintain my first videos are cringe as shit. The ones now are, they're okay. And it took off. And I started when I was in the Navy, actually. I was active duty Navy on shore duty in San Diego, and I was very careful to not tell that to people. Because I didn't want people calling up my command and be like, did you hear what this guy just said about this black person, or this movie, or Batman, or whatever, right? You guys have heard it over and over again. So, when I got out of the Navy, where I operated nuclear reactors, I intended to operate nuclear reactors and continue doing YouTube on the side. And a couple people talked to me, and I was like, you know what, let's see if I can do this shit full time. And I devoted all of my focus and energy to doing Sports Wars, into doing my channel, and here we are. I'm never working for anybody else again. And that's all thanks to you guys.
All right, so now that we're done with Grandpa's Tell the Stories of the Old Days, we have about 15 minutes, and I figure we could take probably 1 or 2 questions if Gary answers them.
So, all right, my question is very simple. 1, you suck at Mario Kart, Ripper's better. I will kick your butt. 2, who is the best Mario Kart? Who's the best Mario Kart player on the panel?
Oh, it's me. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Listen, I know Ripper made a lot of money, okay? But if he was half the man I am, I wouldn't have PayPal holding my money. I'm just saying.
I just want to point out for the record, this is not to make up for any recent comments. I'm picking Eric July. Because the fact remains, Jeremy's been playing Mario Kart all his fucking life. Rippa's been playing it for about 6 months and is already better than him.
Okay, me and Rippa played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is designed to make players that have never played compete with players that have played for a long time. If Rippa jumps on Double Dash with me, I'm gonna destroy him. It's over.
It's not happening.
It's over.
It's not happening.
And so I'll make Rippa, if Rippa gets on Double Dash with me, I'll make Rippa look like Reva's campaign, okay? That's what I'll do, okay?
Yeah. You know what I love about this? You know, this is just a community. There's no jealousy. We all genuinely like each other.
Oh, man.
Right there.
Hi. So, first of all, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank Nick and Eric because you guys, wow, 2 to 3 years ago, I was the most dreaded individual.
Not possible. Lofty exists in this world.
Out of the hellhole California, just an hour above San Francisco.
No,
you know where all the
county.
fart sniffers come from. And
Wine country, baby.
after everything with COVID, you guys really opened my eyes to a lot of horrible stuff that I never did.
Like hentai. Ah, just kidding. You knew hentai before. You're
But yeah, so thank you guys for informing me about all the stuff that happened with Kenosha, all of the election stuff, all the hypocrisy coming from the left. My worldview is completely changed. So, anyway, enough with the sappy stuff. What's your opinion on 1,000 Mules? Because I know back to the election stuff that's happened. Even though we
They're
really
live
wanted
streaming.
Trump to win, you know, I know you're really real about it, saying how it probably wasn't the case. Is your opinion different on that now?
I have not watched 1,000 Mules yet because I don't watch like anything at all. I like the guy. I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, Dinesh D'Souza. Fuck. I like Dinesh. I think he puts together some really good stuff, well-produced stuff. And the thing is, the unfortunate nature of our system is that no matter what you could find from 1,000 Mules or anything that happens between now and 2024, the only thing we can do is pray to Christ these idiots learn from their mistakes in 2020, implement some tightened law, regulation, and oversight, and for God's sakes, have a legal team prepared months in advance, like the Democrats did. Because Trump's legal, like for all of anybody may like Trump, they had no legal infrastructure to handle the elections. They were literally calling down lists of law firms in 50 different states trying to find one conservative to take up a case. They should have had those guys lined up 6 to 8 months ahead of time, and the documents should have been drafted and dropped on the night of the election, and they were not. So we can only hope that it will improve what's going on in the next election. That's what I've got from 1,000 Mules. I do intend to watch it, I just haven't had time.
Yeah, the white hair right there. Yeah.
Gandalf. Fuck.
So, thank you guys for what you do. I had a question. If you were in charge of your favorite piece of either video game, comic, TV media, they came to you and said, you're in charge, what's the first and biggest change you would make?
Bigger titties.
I'm killing off Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, who's that? No, Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
I'm giving George Lucas back Star Wars in the discussion.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm erasing everything that happened before 2012, restoring the expanded universe to its proper place, continue on.
I'm gonna make female space marines.
Rehire Gina Carano.
Tell the Tolkien estate they have enough money, lock away Professor Tolkien's works to never be adapted by anybody for the rest of the time.
Okay, I gave a joke answer, so I'll give my real answer. Unban Rekieta law.
There it is.
Balls. Balls.
No balls.
No balls. Answer.
No balls.
Not answering it.
I'm noticing a bunch of Shaft lovers at the other table. Very weird.
No balls.
That's the question.
Balls or no balls, Gary?
Huge balls.
There you go.
What?
It's okay.
Can you take both?
I don't know. How wide do you get?
Did I just say the wrong thing?
You said the right thing.
Use the BOGO! Oh, good night.
Yeah. I love you guys. Every time I get the invite, I am in the middle of literally anything. It's terrible. I'm always fucking busy.
Must have been all the streaming you've been doing lately.
Okay, Shaft Squad.
I did, just real quick before taking another question, I gotta give a shout out to the man in the Nick Rekieta cosplay. Can you stand up, sir?
It's a giant no!
Thank you. Appreciate that. You had your hand up right there.
I just want to ask Ryan what his thoughts are on the number of good black people in the room.
Hey, when I'm looking at this crowd, the number's just fucking right. Perfect.
How you feel like this is your first anime convention ever for all you folks?
Well, I know Nick has obviously been here a couple times now. For me, I do not watch a lot of anime. I'm pretty forthright about that. It's been really cool to see the energy and all the stuff going on. I've had to constantly ask Krista who the hell this character is. So I've had a guide, but it's awesome. And the fact that Anime Matsuri had us out here, even though we might not be like the typical crowd, shout out to those guys. This is awesome. So thank you, Anime Matsuri.
Real quick on that, on the answer to that question, this isn't my first Anime Con, but my first Anime Con was Community Fest in Amarillo, Texas. One of the only two places in the world I felt unsafe. There in downtown Miami. But this was my second Anime Con to go to. So this is all still really new to me. And I used to just make fun of my friends for going to Anime Cons, and still do. But, so you're not a guest? Oh my God. No, but no, the best thing about anime conventions and really any fandom convention is two things. One, it breaks the icebreaker for every conversation because you know typically why the person you're talking to is there. And two, specifically anime is one of the most supportive and positive communities you can find. Everybody comes to these things. People wear stuff they probably shouldn't, and nobody makes fun of them. Everybody's supportive, and it's just hey, we're here. We like our stuff. I know you like my stuff, except for Naruto, which is gay. But no, it's and that's you guys. You build up these positive spaces away from the negativity and bullshit of the rest of the world, and that is the coolest stuff on the planet, man.
Back there with the hat all the way up, yeah.
I love it here. That's a tough question. It's difficult.
If you ignore them.
He's a bad player.
You stream at 11 p.m. Well, when you can stream at 11 p.m. after they go to bed. And then, you take them on vacation after you ignore them for 7 weeks of Johnny Depp.
Exactly.
Because
you wait till they get old enough to where they ignore you, and it's just kind of a mutual thing. So.
But no, on one little bit though, in some ways you work a lot less than you worked at a 9 to 5, and in other ways you work a shitload more. Because I can't speak for these guys, but I'm gonna guess. My channel is on my mind about 23 hours and 58 minutes out of the day. And so I'm always at work, but I'm not actually at work, I'm at home. for most of my job. And so it's a trade-off, but you know, it's a good one.
It is, and I would stop whatever I was doing for my kids, and have in the past.
I tell them, go back to bed. God, Dad's doing a show.
I think what's always on the back of our mind is it could end tomorrow. I mean, like, we don't know how long this is going to last. YouTube could take it away. Some outside force could take it away. So I think we'd all hate it if we, like, spent too much time away from it. Well, man, now that it's over, all that time I wasted. So it's really tough to balance family life with it at times. So we have very, very, very understanding wives. I do.
Like that one.
And Lady Ripper.
Bane right there.
And Lady Nerdrotic.
So, as an aspiring internet content creator, how do you push past the revulsion of listening to your own recorded voice?
It's never
Don't.
I love the sound of my voice.
So yeah, here's what I do. Listen on.
I only listen to the shit that I record one time, and I do it in double speed just to make sure that I didn't accidentally leave a slur in there. So that's really the key. Double speed. Double speed. Basically like the standard quartering video. Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy from the quartering. All the way back there. Yeah, you. Yeah. Oh, well, the Paramount Halo show was an absolute disaster. Like, I thought it was going to be bad. It was worse than I could have ever possibly thought. It's legitimately, let's talk about our feelings, which is what everything's turning into because a lot of women have taken over a lot of these entertainment franchises. But yeah, Halo show, easiest way to say disaster, nothing like Halo, and even worse than I expected. I don't know if anybody else.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
You watched it. You know how I know you're gay?
It's not June anymore.
Somebody told me Master Chief got naked. I couldn't resist.
I got news for you.
So, are you guys planning or hoping to come back to Anime Matsuri next year? Or
well, we haven't even talked about it, but the answer is absolutely yes.
And maybe we'll bring a few more friends next year.
I think so.
But you guys gotta, like, if you get a chance and you feedback to Anime Matsuri, say, hey, those jackasses from the YouTube panel, bring those guys back and let them bring more people.
Yeah, and that's what we have to do because, thank you guys, and we're pretty much out of time now, but like, there are people that are pissed off that we're here, that are furious that we're here, that you guys are here to see us, that we're getting more attention than they could ever possibly imagine. So the way you combat that is you tag Anime Matsuri and be like, you know what, this is awesome, thank you guys for having these guys here, I can't wait to come back next year. Yep. So this has been incredible. We've got another panel at 3 o'clock, the Friday Night Tights panel in room 320. So I hope to see you guys there again, but I'll let Nick wrap it up.
All right, guys, thanks for coming out. Come to the Friday Night Tights panel. We're gonna do the exact same word-for-word panel we did here. We'll see you guys in about an hour. Peace. Peace.
Got some free swag up there you guys can come and get. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Take some of this. I gotta ask you, Gary.
Yeah.
Are you related to Judd Bushler, the former teammate?
No, but I did play against him in basketball.
Did
in
you
junior
really?
high, yeah.
That's awesome.
He went to Earl Warren and I went to Oak Crest and we played each other.
Trying to get to you.
Yep.
That's awesome. Obviously, you pronounce it Beekler.
Yep.
So I saw that. I saw you last time. Oh, Bushler.
Oh, his team is strong.
I bet. Yeah. But then he got to the NBA and played with Michael Jordan.
Yes, he did.
Hang on. Awesome to meet you. I'm Andrew Lord Snowboard, Andrew Wahoo. I rate
July on Twitch all the time. I'm a mod in Rekieta and Flash's chat. I'm a mod in Anna's chat. It's awesome to meet you. Absolutely. I don't always have 6 hours on a Friday to watch. That's okay. Absolutely. I appreciate what you guys are doing.
A couple minutes.
Awesome to meet you. Absolutely.
Cheers.
Awesome. Yes. Cheers.
Sure, man.
Yes.
Also a mod at the Young Flash channel as well.
Yes, I am a mod on Flash, Anna's, and Nick's channels. And I think maybe Tug's. I don't watch Tug Live very often. My name's Andrew War Snowboard. Now I use the name Andrew Wahoo. I'm a Cleveland Indians fan. I'm mad that they're changing their name to the Guardians. I'm mad that they don't use Chief Wahoo anymore. I'm sick of these people feeling sorry for people who think things are racist towards races they don't belong to, trying to tell other people how they should think, how they believe they should be represented. They want to tell you representation in movies matters, but then anything regarding a minority in popular society needs to be removed. They canceled Finn from Star Wars, basically. They whitewashed him for China. They did all kinds of bullshit. They don't actually believe any of the things they say. They're just trying to destroy the fun you're trying to have, and fuck them in the dick for it.
Yeah, basically they're trying to turn entertainment into pure propaganda.
It's absolute propaganda, and it's disgusting. And now they want to call you racist for not giving them your money. Don't give them a cent. Tell them to fuck off. I'm tired of them.
I agree. I just watch more anime nowadays.
Yes, watch anime. Anime doesn't hate you. Stop supporting people that don't ally back with you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, you see what the Jordan is? Mario out here stunting. You dig? Yeah. Yeah, I love the film, man.